Alright, good morning class. Before we are going to start with our lesson for this morning, may I request everyone to please stand up for our opening prayer to be led to us by Arlene. Amen. So, once again, good morning class. So, how are you doing today? So, it's nice to hear that you are all doing fine. So, you are going to take back your seat, may I request everyone to please pick up some pieces of papers and garbage around the classroom, and don't forget to arrange your chairs. So, who can tell me who is absent from the class today? Alright, nobody is absent. Very good. And for now, before we are going to proceed with our discussion, may I remind everyone of our classroom rules and regulations. Number one, avoid unnecessary noises and movements. Second, always raise your hand and wait to be acknowledged before you are going to speak. Third, always start with greetings and end with thank you. So let's have a recap of our discussions last meeting. So for grade 4, what was our topic last meeting, Eileen? Okay, very good. What about grade 5? What was our topic last meeting, Arlene? Okay, very good. So for our drill this morning for grade 5, I will be presenting to you, or I will be giving to you a calendar, and you are going to identify the phases of the moon in it. And for grade 6, I want you to sing the planet song. Alright, thank you. So for grade 5, so have you seen the moon? Yes, so how often do you see the moon? So for now, I will be presenting to you a diagram showing the different phases of the moon. So, and I would like to ask you this question. Number one, how do you feel when there is a moon? How do you feel when there is no moon at night? Second, how does the appearance or the absence of the moon affects your way of life? So, for that, I want you to write your answer on a piece of paper. And for grade 6, I will be presenting to you this picture. So, based on the picture, what have you seen? Or what is the picture all about? Okay, very good. The orbits of the planet in the solar system. So for grade 5, the diagram that I have shown to you shows the different phases of the moon, which would be our topic for this morning. So, grade 5, what have you noticed on the diagram? So for that, I want you to write your answer on a piece of paper. Now for grade 5, before we are going to proceed with our class discussion for this morning, let us first define some terms that we may encounter during the class discussion. So first, we have planet. So what is a planet? Second, we have solar system. What is solar system, or what does solar system mean? What about revolution? What does it mean when we say rotation? What about axis? Okay, very good. So for now, grade 6, based on this table, I want you to answer these questions that follows. Alright, let's get back to grade 5. So grade 5, grade 5, the diagram on the board shows different positions of the moon around the earth with reference to the sun. Notice the moon, based on the diagram, have you noticed that the moon keeps on changing shapes? Okay.
The first phase for us to consider is the new moon. Strangely enough, this is when the moon's illuminated side is not visible from Earth at all because the moon is sitting between the Earth and the sun. So new moon is actually invisible to us. The second phase of the moon is called the waxing crescent. Waxing in this instance means gradually increasing in magnitude or extent. During this period, the moon is getting brighter and also more of its illuminated sides are visible. The next phase would be first quarter. Initially seems like a misnomer as half of the moon's disk is visible from Earth due to the light from the sun. This occurs approximately 1 week after the new moon. The next phase is called waxing gibbous. This aptly describes.
For grade 5, for your first seat work, I want you to answer this diagram based on our discussion. So, I want you to write your answer on your notebook. So, right, let's get back to grade 6. So, grade 6, how are you doing? So, based on the table that I have posted here on the board, what is the smallest planet in the solar system? Alright, John? So we have Mercury. So which planet is the largest? Arlene. So we have Jupiter. What planet has one moon? Let's have, alright, Earth. That is correct. Correct, Eileen. So which planet is the same size as the Earth? Alright, we have Venus. So alright, grade 6 for now, I want, based on our discussion or based on this table, I want you to answer your set work number 1. So this is a solar system quiz. So you are going to match the description on, you are going to match column A with column B. So write your answer in your notebook also. Alright, grade 5, how are you doing? So you may now pass your paper in front. So for now, for your group work, I want you to divide the class into 2 groups, and each group must select their own leader and reporter. For we will be having a output presentation later. And for now, I will be giving you these 2 sets of calendars, and you are going to identify the phases of the moon in it. Alright, so grade 6. Are you done with your set work number 1? Okay, I am now requesting you to please pass your notebooks in front. And now for your group activity, grade 6, I want you to divide the class also into 2 groups. And for group 1, you are going to draw the orbits of the solar system and identify the inner planets in it by writing its name in its orbit. And for group 2, you are also going to do the same, but you are going to identify the outer planets by writing its name on its orbit. Alright, so let's get back to grade 5. So, alright, grade 5, how are you doing? So now let's start with the presentation of your output, and let's start with group 1. Alright, grade 4, thank you for your active participation in the presentation of your outputs. And for now, I want you to answer your set work number 2. So you are going to match column A with column B by drawing a line based on what you have presented a while ago. And for now, let's get back to grade 5. Alright, grade 5, how are you doing? So for now, I want you to present the result of your output. Alright, thank you, grade 6. So for now, I want you to answer your set work number 2, and this is called Outer Planet Math. So use the reading sheet and to help you choose the correct answer, or to choose the correct word to complete the sentence provided. Alright, class, you have 3 minutes to complete both of your set works number 2. Alright, class, time is up. You may now pass your papers. And for now, grade 5, now let's apply what we have discussed this morning. So for grade 5, I want you to identify the phases of the moon by choosing your answer inside the box provided. And write your answer on the space provided in this picture. And for grade 6, I want you to identify the planets being described in these sentences. Alright, you have 5 minutes to write your answer. Alright, time is up. You may now pass your paper. And for now, let's have a summary of our discussion. So for grade 5, what are the different phases of the moon? John? Alright, thank you, John. Very good. And for now, grade 6, I want you to enumerate the different planets in the solar system. So let's start with, alright, the first planet we have Mercury, the first planet and the closest planet to the Sun. Or the first planet or the closest planet to the Sun in the solar system. The second one, we have Venus, the hottest planet in the solar system, which is about the size of the Earth. And the next one, we have Earth. This the only planet which wherein life known to exist. And the fourth one, we have Mars, the fourth planet in the solar system. And the fifth one, we have Jupiter, the largest planet in the solar system. And the sixth one, we have Saturn, which is known to be the lightest planet in the solar system, and it is having a beautiful ring orbiting around the planet. And the seventh one, we have Uranus, the coldest planet in the solar system. And the last one, we have Neptune, which is the eighth planet in the solar system and also known as the smallest among the giant planets. And for now, let's have a short quiz to evaluate our classes if you have understand both of our lessons for this morning. So for grade 5, I want you to identify the phases of the moon as described in these sentences. And for grade 6, I want you to identify the planets in the solar system by labeling the diagram. Alright class, you have 10 minutes to answer your quiz. Okay, time is up. So you may now pass your papers in front. So for your additional activities for grade 5, I want you to, for your activity, you are going to observe the moon. Observe the shapes of the moon every night for 2 weeks. And draw the moon and its shape each night. Draw the shapes of the moon each night and compare the shapes of the moon for 2 weeks. And for grade 6, I want you to answer this puzzle about our solar system. And I think that's the end of our class discussion for this morning. So may I request everyone to please stand up. Alright, goodbye class. See you next